What's up, everybody? What up, what up? So, you know what we're about to do? It's another Icey Talks episode number 4. What's up, everybody? Yeah, if you guys tuned in 2 hours ago, I want to apologize. There was a mistake in the time conversion. And yeah, man, appreciate you guys for, you know, tuning in for this one. This is going to be a really dope episode. What up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well worldwide. What up, Yesh? Power 16. What's good, everybody? What up, Jeffery? NYC in the building. Yo. Mercury in the house. What's up? Shinzo, how you guys doing? Newton, what's good? Whoops, sorry, that's my dance studio. Where's Machine at? Just waiting on the homie. Oh, there he is. What up, brother?
What up?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right. Yeah.
Well, shoot, today we have our guest. We got Jeffery Machine Macann, episode number 4. Icey
You gonna
Talk.
put my government name on there, huh?
I appreciate you for tuning in, man. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
But yeah, man.
You're welcome,
Let's
man.
get into it, bro. I just want to ask you, man, like, I know there's a lot going on right now and, times are crazy. I just want to ask, man, how are you doing, man?
You mean emotionally, or you mean like what politics,
I want to know how you feel emotionally,
or how
bro.
am I coping with this?
How are you as a human being, just in general? Like, I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, it's been kind of crazy, man. Kind of tough because
Yeah.
for me in a time like this, I'm far away from home, so I'm not
Yeah.
close to my family as much as I want to be and everything. So things change, and I know you know this because you travel as well. You know what I'm saying? Things change. It's like when you leave town for a week, it's like a month back at home. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much that goes on when you're not present. So that means you do, for one thing, you do matter to people because certain situations probably wouldn't even happen if you were there. You know what I'm saying? Or your presence was just there. You know what I'm saying? So on that tip, you know, that's been it's just been something to try to mature into. You know what I'm saying? Of not trying to worry so much, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can get things done. You know what I'm saying? So always trying to keep communication, I say, and always trying to stay positive.
That's what's up, man.
That's the biggest thing. Even with the other things that's been going on, you know what I'm saying? How can I say? That's been difficult as well, being away from home and being away from family, because that's been affecting my family and been affecting other people that I know, around the world, and it's delivering to people in different ways. When I was in France, I saw a different kind of protest from seeing live of North Carolina when it first started going down. And it's still continuing.
Right.
It's like I'm waking up every day and basically, automatically sometimes feeling angry. You know what I'm saying? Because of what I'm seeing, and I don't have any control. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And so that's been very frustrating because it, man, I'm being honest with you, it feels like a family member when you see somebody wrongfully getting killed or wrongfully being treated because you relate so much. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So, it's been a lot to deal with, but a lot of praying, um, a lot of meditation, a lot of training, for real.
Yeah, man. One love to, everybody that's letting their voice be heard, using their platform, in any way, just to like spread awareness to people, like how would you encourage people to use their platforms that feel like, you know, they have no voice or they don't know how to go about the situation because it's such a, you know, uncomfortable topic, bro?
Well, I would say take a chance. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? You know, like be brave. Number one. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? If you want to have a voice, you're gonna have to be brave. You know what I'm saying? You got to speak up. You know when things are wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't want them to happen to you, so you know you definitely won't want them to happen to you, and something like that to happen in front of you. You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? So you do have you do have a platform. Everybody on here does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's people that just don't really think about it. You know what I'm saying, or anything like that. But these all these things are platforms, and this is a way of speaking or getting that frustration or getting those things off your mind. You know, how can I say, professionally? You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
still have a professional thought of it. You know what I'm saying, and come from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like social media can help in ways, but it also can dead in ways. So
Right.
you have to pay attention to that. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay attention to how you use your words. You know what I'm saying? Because words hurt.
Exactly. And yeah, man, like what he said, we do have a platform. You don't know, it only takes one person to follow you, even if you
That's
have
real.
10 people, you know, like you don't know the impact you can have towards other individuals. So
That's
that,
real.
that's, yeah,
I
for sure.
always like, and not to say this, I always look at social media because that's a good subject, man. You know what I'm saying, that you're talking
Yeah.
about. I always looked at social media as like one big party, and you're in the room. Somebody's cracking jokes, somebody's doing this, somebody's talking about politics, somebody's doing this, and it's all depending on what conversation that you're sitting in. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And the ones that you like. If I mean, if you like being on here, you being goofy. If you got something to say it. If you don't, then keep it pushing. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But I wouldn't insult the ones that are trying to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that they see, and that's what they, they putting their energy into. So I mean, respect it. You know?
Definitely. Shoot, yeah. I hope everybody's doing well worldwide, man. You know,
Yeah,
listen,
definitely. Everybody.
yes. But as you know, we only have like under an hour, so I summed it to about 7 questions, and we could just, you know, stay on each topic for, you know, a good 5 minutes or something, bro. But first thing I want to ask you, bro, I remember you telling me about how you got your B-boy name, you know. That story was dope, man. Can you like tell
Yeah.
the world about that? Like,
Um. Well, it's really crazy. I'll keep it short, a
yeah.
little short. But I'm around like 15 and a half, 16. I had still been breaking and everything. Around this time, I was starting to put in more work in what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I started going to this one place. I had a mentor at the time called Rocco Klein. So he had this one space called I think it wasn't the Robertson Center, it's Hagenwood or something like that. It was Hagenwood Park or something like that. It was the community center there, and we would go there and break.
Yeah.
And basically all the local people with names or people around town, um, Flexible Flay before it was actually done, Chaos Crew, Madman Clan, Twisted Minds, which was Ajax and
Uh,
them at the time. Yeah, for
Sick.
real. And they would all come to this spot. Kareem, Devious Crew used to come there as well. Um, as well. And they would come there and battle or come there and, train more than anything.
Yeah.
I battled one guy that was there for about an hour.
Sheesh. 1 hour.
I was young, man. I was young then, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just kept going and kept going. And at the end, my mentor was like, he was talking to me and he was like, yo, man, you're like a machine, man. You just keep that same energy. You keep that same energy like a
Yeah.
machine, man. It just keeps going and going and going. And it just stuck. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what's up.
he started calling me that. Everybody started calling me that. So that's how I ended up getting a name. It wouldn't have had anything to do with beat hitting because that's a whole nother story in itself.
Man.
Um, that's how I got my name was because of my spirit. I didn't never give up. I was always trying my hardest. So there you go.
Oh, shoot, you heard the man. For his audience, everybody probably knows who you are, the ones who follow you. But for the people that are following me, man, this is my big brother. you know, consider him my mentor. We got B-Boy Machine in the house. He's a world champion. You've probably seen him in movies, you know, Step Up, Dance Flick, which I just watched the other day. That was really funny. You know, but
Oh my God.
yeah, man. Let's talk about your early stages of your breaking, bro. I know that you bounced here and there in different states. Let's talk about the Sacramento chapter because I know there's a lot of world champions that came out of Sacramento. You know, just to name a few, we have Gerald, rest in peace. You know,
Yeah.
we got Kareem, yourself,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Ajax. You know,
Yep.
like, and you guys are all black b-boys. You know, how much does that mean to you?
I'm gonna name a couple more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name Dominique from that was from Devious Crew. Cole Chris,
Or,
Manny Bush, Skittles, Chad Morris, um, Marcus, Abe. Um, uh,
let's
I'm
play.
I'm just net, you know. Oh God, what was his name? I'm trying to remember his name. Uh, it was many. It was many. Josh Grimes, Matt Cash, God, Goblin, Rocco,
Shoot.
definitely. Like it was a lot of dancers and it had a lot of different styles. I would say in my first beginnings, um, I was whack, which people don't think is like a stage. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm gonna just say first and foremost to everybody that's out there, I did not become Machine, you know, just in rolling out of bed. You know, this was like, you know, something that took a long time, and I took a lot of advice from a lot of people. What's up, J Rock, and everything.
Rock.
And just to
Okay.
let y'all know, the first crew that was in, J Rock actually made the name and everything, just to keep it 100 with people that don't really know. Yeah, man, I started off whack, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew how to do certain little things. And it was just like street stuff at first. Like,
Hmm.
you know, I always wanted to break dance, but I didn't have no form to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then around like 93, I started going to this school called Martin Luther King. And I met these two dudes named Doa, which I talked about in another interview not too long ago, and Ricky. And that was my first introductions into it. When I first met, like, really like, I was like, I really want to start doing this. I want to say from dancing that whole time, I think everything settled in around like 98, 99
Okay.
for me. And I was like, yeah, I want to do this, but I was still whack.
Hmm.
um Cool Cuts, which is one of the b-boys that's from Sacramento, shout outs. He's a DJ now and everything, and he came to my school and smoked me like badly. You know what I'm saying? I learned my lesson. And I think that's one of the biggest things is life lessons about this dance. You know what I'm saying? Cats don't think that I got smoked. I got smoked a lot, for real. You know what I'm saying? But I took those on the chin and went back to the lab and start putting work in. Every time I lose, man, I go in and I try even harder. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, you know, and I got whooped on. My homeboy told me some of my ear. This homie at the time named Nate, he was like, "Yo, man, just do windmills, man, because you can't do that else." And this dude was doing like walking flares, flare 90, hollow back. He's doing all kind of shit that I
Yeah.
couldn't even like fathom to do and everything. So I was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I need to go to the lab. Then I battled this one guy named Theo, which was with my homeboy Tech at the time. Shout out to Tech. And he wanted to start calling this name Machine. And I was already called Machine. So we
Yeah.
ended up battling. And cats don't know this or not, but I did one hand air flare in like 2001,
Dang.
2000. Yeah,
That's
you know, and
crazy.
I did it on this guy. Did it a couple more times after that. I did it on Kareem one time. We was battling against each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And a Devious Crew, he always asked me, was like, "How'd you do that?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't know, man. Like, I'm throwing myself, you know, or whatever."
Right.
But my first stages, man, I wasn't all that good. It wasn't until like I started really learning, you know, just to bring this up. It wasn't until I started really learning to listen to music
Right.
and me sitting there, and a lot of the music, and I would tell people this, but a lot of the music that people was listening to was funk. Man, my dad and them already had those records. That was already normal music. So it was like, this is what y'all dance to. So I just started, when I started looking at a lot more footage, like, you know, K, Flo, Kenny, like, I mean, I'd already seen Kenny and all them just from the 80s and everything like that, but I'm watching them now, like, this the real shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, like, I started putting in that work, you know what I'm saying? From there and everything, I started going down, and my first event was Out for Fame, and I was goofy as hell. Kareem made fun of me, you know what I'm saying? Abe and them made fun of me and everything, but I didn't care. I went out there with my heart,
right,
and put in work, you know what I'm saying? And we made it to the second round, which was my very first event. I threw my arm out and everything, just throwing my body around, and like, when I left that event, even though I got talked about, I know that they were talking about me, no matter what.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I kind of think like Wicked was there, stuff like that. It was like the first Out for Fame. It was like in Palo Alto, and I went out there with my friend. Came back, and I was like, I was super game for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I want to do this. So I started finding everywhere I could try to like train in Sacramento. Bring it up to part. I battled this guy, Theo. I did this move. I did that air flare thing.
Yeah.
And basically he gets his stuff and he walks out the room, basically, like kind of just leave or whatever. And Abe and them was there. I don't know why Abe and McNasty was there that day. That the friend McNasty, his name was Mike. And they was like, yeah, come to the house. So I went and spent the night, and I started training with Flex Flay from there. You know, and I started off like any rook. Like, everybody thought I was whack, this. And the crew came down on me really, really, really hard. But that made me focus on something. It wasn't like I was taking it as a joke. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it really, like, I started really putting in work from there. My boy Tech, and I'm just going to tell it how it is. I remember he dropped the Easy Rock tape on me. He told me to come to the house, and I came over to his house. I was staying in the projects, and he stayed up the street from me at American River College, if anybody know about that, about Sacramento. And I went down the street to his house. He was like, check this out. He threw the tape in. I'm sitting there watching it. I'm like, yo, who is this? He's like, yo, this dude named Easy Rock. Yeah. Like, yo, what? Yo, who is this? Like, this dude is this crazy. Like, this dude's stupid crazy with it, like, or whatever. So I went to the house, and I started going in. My next video that I got that started inspiring me from there was Pro-Am, and it was the one that Little John won. And I was watching Little John and how he was just murking shit. And yeah, man, it just started putting it together from there, man, and everything. I quit my job, and I went into breaking for that time and moment, man, and just started sacrificing at the house. And I'm not saying that these things didn't come with sacrifice. I was homeless 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know, tell people, you know what I'm saying? This shit does come with a sacrifice. Everybody in this jam, in breaking has a story, you know what I'm saying, of hard times, even with the good times. You know what I'm saying? And this was my hard times to get to where I am now, you know?
Definitely.
So, yeah.
So, Sac, what it sounds like, it was just a lot of, you know, doing your due diligence and paying your dues. You know, that's your hometown, North Sacramento. And that's dope, man, because people, when they think about, like, yo, he's up there, they don't really go back in time and say, how did he get there? You know?
Right. No, they don't. And sadly, I know people out there got the footage. I got footage of me taking some L's, bro. Like, I watch them. You know what I'm saying? I watch my L's just as much as I watch my other footage. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for you and everything like that. It's humbleness. You know what I'm saying? It makes you be aware of, you know, what you need to do. And I'm going to just keep it 100 with you. I'm going to rep for Sac. You know what I'm saying? On this, we was always the underdogs. We was underdogs of California. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we had talent, but we had LA, we had the Bay, and we had Oregon, and we had Seattle sitting over us. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't even going to talk about what was going on in Las Vegas either. You know what I'm saying? So we had to overdo all these areas in the West Coast and San Diego, because Rhythm Bugs was running around too at that time, you know, and everything. So, like, and Rock Force.
Right.
We wasn't a part of none of those. So we had to do work. We had to know that we had to get out of town. We knew that we had to go out of town and find other styles, you know what I'm saying? And do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever beats any of us ever had from like Sacramento, we know our story and why we got out of town and what sacrifices that took for everybody. And
Right.
everybody, I'm just going to keep it 100. Everybody that I know from Sac has traveled. We all went overseas. Everybody damn near that I just named has damn near got out of town and got out of Sac. And that's a blessing. That's kingness for me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Yeah, that's a sounds like a legendary place, man, from where people come from, man. That's amazing. But when was the moment where you're like, yo, I gotta leave Sac, you know, I got my style needs to develop? When was that moment where you were like, all right, let's get out of here? You gotta improve.
I think it was when I came back.
Okay.
I was coming back from Texas, and it just didn't sit right. Sac didn't sit right no more with me. Like, I had been gone so long, like the game had changed. I had not been in the game for like almost almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The game had changed, you know what I'm saying, at that time. And I came back and I'd already been overseas. Like, I had been to France. No, I'm sorry, I take that back. I'd already been to IBE and everything. Plus, I went out to City and battled in Texas. And so I got that hunger back when I was out there in Texas, because it was some crazy shit flying around, like of me talking shit about having Concord, which wasn't true. I got in the battle with John and everything. If I keep it 100, triggering them all was the guys that backed me up and everything in the middle of that battle or anything like that. But that's how that went down.
B-Boy City?
You know, yeah, it was at B-Boy City. And we ended up losing that one. But, you know, me and John squashed it. I let him know that I didn't say anything about him, which I didn't, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We best of friends now. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And but that's how it went down at that time and moment. I got back out the Sac, and it just wasn't sitting right. So I went to the Bay.
Yeah.
And real talk, that's where I got my culture at. That's why I seriously start picking up more on my Black culture. That's why I started picking up on who I was as a man,
Nice.
who I wanted to be in breaking.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? And I would start becoming a teacher too. So then I know how to start giving back. So I spent a lot of time there doing a lot of community work. If anybody know, I started hooking up with Paulski. I hooked up and I started running with Rock Force. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take you through the whole story of that and Flex Flav at that time. That's for another day or anything like that. But I'm talking about the positive sides of it. You know what I'm saying? I started learning what it was to be a man and be a man in b-boying. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of me dancing every day or anything like that, but I started learning how to take care of myself and knowing how to maneuver and do business and know how to teach and all these different things, you know, and doing community work and everything like that. Travel picked up for me and everything like that. So I started learning what it was to be a better b-boy on a bigger stage and everything. So, you know, I had mentors of Paulski at that time. I had mentors of Kareem at that time. Ness on the fly. When I talked to him at that time, I had Jax that was a mentor at that time. Gerald, because I would come in and I would see Gerald at that time too. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of culture in Oakland that developed my style. You know, when I was there, it wasn't about the power moves. Even though it was there, it was about dancing. You know, and the clubs was popping and b-boy. We was in the clubs, and that was what was really fun about it, because you could go somewhere and be free. You didn't have to be, you know, locked down to doing what was on the stage, you know, stage presence, or just because you had a break and jam, you know. And from there, Mighty 4 helped me develop as a b-boy, because that was one of the biggest jams out of the Bay. You know what I'm saying? And for me going there, I got to see a lot of people all over the world. So I got to sit back and soak up game, which a lot of people don't do because they just trying to get off. But most of the time, sometimes I sat there, I would dance some, but then a lot of times I'm soaking up game. I'm talking to Kenny that's in town because these were the names that were being brought out. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the Filipino culture. You know what I'm saying about the rice paper shirts and the combat. You know what I'm saying? And you know the how can I say this, the homage that Mighty Four and Parsky would give to the community about things. You know what I'm saying? And being a part of that, and Rock Forest representing with that too as well. You know, so it gave me a lot.
Yeah, man. It was not until I got down with the crew when my eyes shifted as well. Like when I got down in
It's a different
2015.
change, right?
Right, yeah. It was
It's
like now it's like, okay, this is it's something it's for something bigger than me now. Like, yeah, I was throwing events earlier, but when I got down with the crew, I knew why I was throwing events now, you know.
right,
Now it's bigger than myself. We have to represent for something bigger. But
right.
when I got down, I remember Kareem hitting me up and One Love to, Low, he's the one who actually referred me to Kareem and Morris to get down with the crew. So shout out to his brothers Kareem Morris and Low, man, for
Yeah.
making this all happen. But when I got down, to me it opened my eyes. Yo, it's like going to school now, you know, and that's a beauty of this crew. Like I look at you guys as instructors, each and every one of you guys. You know, like I could go to each and
Thank you.
every one of you guys, give me an assignment, and I'll go home and nerd out on it,
And
man.
that's what we love about you too,
Right,
though, man. Like, I just want to say that just first and foremost, though. Like, that's what I love about you, bro. Like, you just took to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, which it takes a lot of people takes them a few years to get into it. You know what I'm saying? But you can see, I like how you came and you can see like how we lived. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't all got to come up there to Alaska and see how you live, but man, you was hungry for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You sacrifice. Like, I'm gonna get on the plane. I'm gonna do this. I gotta
right,
do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to get this game, I gotta go to where it is. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I just gotta say this. I feel like a lot of people don't want to do that homework no more. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You got to get up and you got to do that homework. You know what I'm saying? And it's made you. I have to say you're one of my biggest inspirations right now as a b-boy, and it's not because of how you break. It's your hunger. You know what I'm saying? It's your determination to know. You know what I'm saying? And that's always like, you know, what the hell? What are you talking about? What are you
I just saw
talking?
that
He was
too.
trying to eat something.
uh,
All right, yeah, man. But Kareem interrupting my flow right now. But all right, yo. But yeah, you know, like that. I know that's why the crew loves you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
to me, real talk, you resemble Parsky to me, and I know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of you, you know, you resemble Parsky, and you 100 with it. You know what I'm saying? And I commend you on that, bro. For real. Keep doing
Well,
this. Keep doing your
well,
thing.
well, you know what we live by. Let me just show everybody real quick.
Always stay a student, man.
Yeah, those three
And that's one
words,
thing
man.
yeah, that's we run by that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, for real.
Well, let's remember that time in Poland where let's talk about that first time we battled in Poland, bro. I
Oh
always like to
man.
bring this up because it was an awakening for me too that day. First time I ever battled, it was a really heavy hitting squad in Europe, man. We had me, you, Benji,
Yep.
I already said Kareem, Morris, and Brett. You know, like
Yep.
that squad was insane. And I remember you before first round, you were like, "Yo, everybody's ready here. You know, I feel like we got this. You know, I don't know about that kid over there though." You're like, "What's your name again?" And I was like, "Oh snap!" I always bring this up because to me, it was like, I could have took it the wrong way. I could have went like, "Oh snap!" Like,
Yeah.
why did he do that to me? I could have went home and honestly just left the crew. But for me, I took it as, yo, this crew is no game. There's a reason why it is like this because this crew has heavy lineage and there's a legacy that a lot
Oh
of
my God. Yes.
dancers,
You,
arguably some of the greatest to ever hit the floor. And
bro, I don't care. I had to just say this. Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but
I
our
guess
generation, the ones that break, the generation before us that Gerald and them was in set a tone for the West Coast as much as Style Elements or Renegades, you know, or
Yeah.
anything like that at that time for the Bay Area and for the crew. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was so unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say this. I didn't go on to do something like that to you to say like I was putting you on the spot or anything like that. I just saw that you were a little quiet, and
Right.
I know that that wasn't going to help us on the floor. We need to be as
Definitely.
loose as we can, because my boys that I knew that I already ran on the floor with, I know how loose they could get. And if they were trusting you with that kind of responsibility, then they already know. That's why you never see anybody. And I'm just going to say, you ever see anybody say anything to me most of the time when I say something to somebody? Because
Nah.
we know what we supposed to come there and do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's me being one of the oldest guys on the floor. I want to see that. I want to see that youth be out of you, because I know if we see you being loose, we know where we have to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see it, and I have to say this, but you set the tone, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to set tone, guys, for us. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what Kareem is down there talking about right now. I'm not trying to pay attention to him right now with this shit, but
Yeah.
but you know, you set the tone. You got that youth in you, and we can see where your progression is going. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you know what I'm saying? Man, by the time you get my age, man, I don't think you're gonna be something to be reckoned with, bro. Like, being real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the way that you taking towards the dance. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a study of you dancing on the floor. It's a study
Right.
off the floor for you. It's your disciplines. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? And things like that. You know, so yeah.
And that's freaking man. Kareem's going off right
I
now.
don't know what he talking about,
We're
bro.
not gonna talk about that race, bro.
Who is Tooth? Who's Tooth?
No, that was in Alaska when they were here. But to go back and slide back on subject, bro. Like, that's the thing I learned from you guys. You know. Sorry.
Yo, who is Moose Tooth? Who's this, dude?
Now, Moose's Tooth is a pizza restaurant in Alaska.
What you do there?
So we had a race, right? We,
Who lost?
I pretty much slipped and fell because we were sprinting too
You
fast.
skipped that diddly deed.
That dude's always
Oh my
wanting to
god.
compete, bro. He's always competitive with anything,
Oh
man.
my god. He
He
said he
did
won
not win
both
both
races.
races.
Oh my god, you slow eyes. Oh my god, you let Kareem trash ass beat you, bro.
Nah,
I'm gonna have to beat
I
him
won.
for you
It was
now.
1-1, bro. It
It's
was 1-1.
on. Oh, it's 1-1. He said he
Yeah.
won both races. You skid scat diddly deed on both.
Nah, he lying. But
Oh
nah,
my
man.
lord.
To get back in topic, bro, that's one thing I love about you guys, because you know, I learned that it has to be more than your skills. You know, what are you gonna contribute to your life
Real
off the
talk.
dance floor? You know,
Right.
and after that, especially Kareem, he's been in my ear about, you know, just making life moves. Like, let's make life moves. You know,
Yeah, man.
I don't care
I,
about I don't care about the moves you're doing on the floor. Fuck your skills. I want to see
yeah,
what you're
man.
doing in life to progress.
I've always said this to you, bro, and I keep constantly saying, learn how to win in other places in life. Take your b-boy into other different levels, man, to learn how to win in life. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're not winning on the floor don't mean you ain't winning with your family. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? You're not winning with, you know, your significant other. You know what I'm saying? You're not you got to put in work in other places. You know what I'm saying? That does that. You know, so it's all about winning in other places. That's what we always been about. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might not see me at a gym, but that, man, like, that don't mean I'm doing bad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just because you don't see me practicing, or that don't mean I'm not practicing. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, you know what I'm saying, win in other places, you know what I'm saying? Get that knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Build with your brothers, you know, stuff like that. So
For sure. And that was important what you just said for everybody watching. You know, if you feel like you're feeling unmotivated on the floor, it's probably because you're getting bored of it. That's all you do. You know, what else are you gonna do to feed that fire? You know, you gotta have other things that is gonna feed your fuel, your motivation. Like I know you go to the gym and let the steam out there, and I'm sure when you go
Oh
back on the
man,
dance floor, you feel like a whole nother
therapeutic,
beast.
man.
You know, because
Yeah,
right,
man.
that's why.
Yeah. And I don't care
Yeah,
how long I spend in there either, just to let anybody know. I don't care. That's my shit. So I don't care. And if that makes me more of a beast and keep going, like that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of me. It's not as with conditioning, it's more like it's a it's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk.
yeah,
It's definitely a lifestyle of, of being in there and being mental. And I learned, and I just want to say this to anybody that's working out or has to practice by themselves, because I see you in the lab too. You know what I'm saying? And I see you practice too. And I learned, because I wasn't always a person that could practice by them, to bounce back off somebody or anything like that. But when I went through my
mhm,
injuries and I went in that gym, what I started seeing was I saw people bigger than me. I saw people that was running faster than me. I saw people that was, lifting heavier than me. I saw people than me, better arms than me, than this, that, this. And guess what? That's the same thing you see in life. You still there?
yo,
You still there?
yeah.
You
You
still
good?
there?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
hear
just
you.
saying, like, that's the same thing you see in life. You know what I'm saying? But one of the biggest things that I saw was like, I got to make my own journey.
Right.
I got to make my own story. You know what I'm saying? And I got to be able to tell my own truth, you know, not telling somebody else's truth or being in somebody else's next video or being in somebody's next movie or anything like that. What was Jeff going to do for me? Not Machine. What is Jeff going to do to help Machine?
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
That's heavy
Because
stuff.
that's the person I really want to be every day of my life. But if Jeff ain't right, Machine is not right. You know
Dang.
what I'm saying? Real talk. So I stay my ass in that gym because it makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? It gives me drive and to see my body develop and to know that I got back on the board of something that damn near was gone. Like seriously, I almost lost my career at that time. You know what I'm saying? Just because why? I wasn't taking care of my body and being smarter about what I needed to do.
Man,
And I recommend that to any B-boys or B-girls that's out there, you know what I'm saying, that's trying to break today. If you're not conditioning your body now, you're going to have problems by the time you get my age. I'll tell you that. That bounce back shit, it only acts for a few. Stay in shape, be smart.
damn, that's true, man. Like if you just scroll down the gram now, you just see everybody just working out now. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like a whole
It's
movement.
fashionable for some, but you can see the ones it's like, yo,
Yeah.
okay. Real talk. This inspiration, man, for real.
For sure.
Dwayne Johnson is one of my favorite. Like straight up. He's like one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't gonna never had a height or anything like that
Yeah.
of him, but I want a body structure like that, man. I want a beastly mindset like that. And that's what I'm working on. You know?
Well,
I can't wait to get back. We only got like a few more weeks here in the UK to get back in the gym, but I'm
wait.
definitely gonna be there.
Well, shoot, man. Like if I look at you, man, you right there already. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't care. I'm trying to stay there. It's not hey, it's about consistency.
Right.
It's about
Fact.
consistency, brother. It's not about okay, I lost the weight. Oh, yeah, I look good. Yeah, that's only gonna be for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Because you
Exactly.
stop because you try to get to that goal and you was like, oh, I hit it. But now you don't know how to stay with it. The goal is to stay with it. You
Facts,
know what I'm
yo.
saying? Even with your breaking. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about me practicing for 14 days, because that's the goal I want. You know what I'm saying? And out of 14 days, guess what? I got my taps. You know what I'm saying? I finally got my taps. Like I tell people, my determination and my concentration of me now is so much better than it was in my 20s.
Hmm.
And I can comprehend how to get moves even better now because I'm in shape and
Dang.
I know it.
Yeah.
So
That's
I had the endurance.
and everything just falls apart from there. I mean, falls together from there.
Yeah, it falls in.
But with that subject, let me ask you this: for people that feel like they're lost, they're still trying to find themselves. They don't know how to go a certain way of like, yo, I don't know who I am. Like, how would you encourage somebody to just stay authentic to themselves, you know, and stay real?
I would say number one, keep trying at it. Like I said again, you got to keep trying at it. You got to keep, you know, testing your limits and I would say find a style of something that you really like. I don't understand this, and I'm just going to say this, but it's weird to me how people say that they're inspired or I have these inspirations, but you don't look nothing like them. Nothing.
Yeah, that's
like, it's not
true.
biting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all got here because we was inspired by our heroes or the ones that we thought was good dancers. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't see anything about that in me or anything like that of my inspirations, I fail to see that that's your inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. That I just think is contradicting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's nothing wrong with patterning some. Like, one of the things that I really loved was back in the day, because this is before you had all the footage or anything like that. You had tapes, but you had to know people to get tapes. But was hearing a story of how somebody danced and then seeing somebody imitate what that dance looked like. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, going in the lab and trying to put that inspiration into you of that moment or these different things like that. I went deep, you know what I'm saying, to look for those things. But pattern yourself, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning would be a definitely good one. Sitting down or, you know, I don't necessarily always try to learn a technique. What I'll try to do with a move, if I learn it after learning the technique, is I'm not trying to find out a rotation of this move all the time. I'm trying to figure out how this move fits with music. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. Pick up some instruments. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless if you can't play it, self-taught goes a long way. Writing, you know what I'm saying? I used to write music, so it gave me the inspiration to know how to flow with words when I saw things, you know what I'm saying? Or when I saw, you know, when I listened to music or anything like that. Some of the time I'm flowing through music like I'm rapping, but you're seeing it through my body, you know what I'm saying? Or anything like that of how I'm about to, how it would flow. You know, I'm speaking without words, and that's one of the things, like, I don't talk about this, but I was a very shy kid at a lot of times in my life, but breaking helped me break out of a lot of my shell and trying other things. You know what I'm saying? Was when like, besides basketball or anything like this, but, you know, I wasn't really all that great with my words all the time in my life. So dancing helped. It helped me a lot.
Same here, bro. And actually, you know, shout out to Johnny and Polsky, man, my trainers when I first got down. You know, they played a big impact of, you know, shaping me as an individual, because I probably would have still been having a search and, you know, try to find what works for me, what works for my body. But for them, you know, it was almost like, I don't want to put it this way, but it was a shortcut. Like, oh, here's a tool, you know?
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. But nah,
I'm
shout
sorry.
out to my trainers, Johnny, man. Johnny UC was there, and he definitely helped me develop that style. And now it's just like it just feels like it resonated now, you know. But yeah, I definitely feel you, bro.
Johnny is one of our I call one of our jewels, man, because out of anybody, bro, like, I think Paul put the pressure on, bro. He put it on him. Like, he was always around. And I'm not saying like he put the pressure on like it was a bad thing. Like, he got the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he one of them guys, like, when Paul went to New York, he took Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Johnny was
Kenny,
right there. You know what I'm saying? And shout outs to his brother Maya from Rock Force. If people don't know, Johnny comes from a big brother of another legendary Rock Force member, Maya, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing your tic tacs on the ground as your little crap position, just do your homework.
Exactly.
Do your homework.
Yeah, man. You know, for some people it just comes natural, and for others, you know, it takes hours in training, bro. And
yeah, man, I just say stick with it. That's one of my biggest things. Don't give up. Please don't give up, and take the word can't out of a lot of this. I say this to a lot of people. If I don't know how to do something, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'll get back to it. But I'll never say I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you never know where your spirit's gonna go, and you don't know what God's gonna give you in spirit of dancing. You know what I'm saying? I think dancing is one of the next things to magic, because some people can do it and people get amazed by it, and they can't understand the illusion of how it gets actually done most of the time. And that's the best thing that's really amazing about this. You know what I'm saying? For a person to stand there and front flip, I guarantee 100 people couldn't do it.
Right.
that can front flip like Nagin, you know what I'm saying, and go up there and take that air, you know what I'm saying, or spin around like Bart, you know what I'm saying, in air flares, you know what I'm saying, or any of these people that's out there right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, you know, bringing more newer names into this. I think it's magical, man. I think breaking is magical. You just got to find your magic and know how to practice it.
Jam, that's a jam right there. Take quote of that. But I got one more question, but for all the people watching, you know, drop some questions for me or of course for our guest Machine. You know, yeah, after this question, we're gonna answer a few questions before we got a dip set because time limit is coming down to 15 minutes. So
it's all good.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, what would that be?
Man, you really want to know?
Yes, I do.
Man, it would have been channeling my anger.
Dang.
Being, that's what I would tell myself. Most of the time I was hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say that being older now, you know what I'm saying, and looking at a lot of things. Yes, I won. Yes, it took a lot of determination. A lot of people wouldn't look at that, but I would say, you know, channeling my anger the right way and being able to listen to a lot of people that probably wouldn't even give me the time of day now. You know what I'm saying? Because of my actions at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, being more humble, even more humble than even what I was. You know what I'm saying? And really, how can I say this? Really taking in consideration other people's feelings. All these things ain't got nothing to do with breaking all over the floor.
Right. And that's the question. That's the answer I wanted.
But these things damaged me on the floor at times when I had problems. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That would be one of my biggest things. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear that, man.
That's one of the hardest things is swallowing that pill that you were wrong. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't try to or anything like that, but I'm trying. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? And the better way to do that is also sometimes letting a lot of people speak their mind and let you be able to see their eye of life through the vision of that they're talking in. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? That's the realest thing. I say that for any man and any woman, you know, or anything like that. When we all go through it, we all go through when we don't listen. So that would be my advice to myself at that time.
That's heavy stuff, bro. Yeah, it's crazy because this is something that Kareem's told me ever since I was a little kid. I was 19. He was like, "Yo, just know that if your life is going good, you know, you're doing well, then it's gonna show in your day. But if you're not, that's gonna show too, you know."
Yeah, yeah. And don't think that I ain't never got those calls. I definitely get those calls all the time. Hey man, what's going on? I see you dancing like this.
Yeah. You know, this is your bread and butter. Why aren't you?
People, it happens to me, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Honesty, man. I think that's one of the biggest things too. Honesty, man. For real. You know, honesty helps me so much. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, you know, if it's good or bad, it's honesty. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to keep hiding your feelings and hiding who you are. I tell you, the person that I am today is because I stopped hiding who I wanted to be as a dancer. If I wanted to dance like this is how I'm going to dance. And I know the world's going to accept me because I'm a fucking good dancer. And I believe it. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, I put in man hours of this, you know what I'm saying, to the degree, and I give the respect to a lot of OGs or anything like that, you know. So and that's European and that's American. And that's all over the world, you know what I'm saying? Japan and China and Korea and France. And I got inspirations all over, bro. Like, for real. And it ain't gonna stop, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna stay a student to this dance. You know what I'm saying? So, for real.
Yeah, man.
Mashallah to France, man. For real.
Yeah, much love to France. Amazing country. But, you know, going back to what we were talking about, it's like, also, just check.
I want to come to India.
India's cool, man. Mumbai.
Yeah, well, I love to come to India.
Yeah. But we got this guy asked a question. He said, B-Boy Dazo, what would machines suggest for all the breakers to prevent the injuries? I think we went over that. Like,
Man, the reason why you don't have, and I was just talking to a B-boy about that. I just touched on this real quick. Muscle defining, strengthening your muscles, because like I said again, if you don't really learn this dance, all that pressing shit that you doing right now, and I'm gonna say this to the world, all that slamming and jumping and binging, and bro, you ain't gonna be able to do none of that by the time you get my age, and you still not in the gym. And you still not doing the right things. You ain't even eating the right food. You're not doing none of these things. You ain't following no laws.
right.
Party, rah, rah, rah life. I lived that life and it was great, but it gave me a lot of injuries, drinking a lot of alcohol and being drunk all the time. Mm-hmm. So if you really about that life, do the work. You know what I'm saying? Do the work to be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, have your good times, but also know that, you're going to have to work harder if you want to party like that, but you want to condition. You want to condition to keep those muscles, in tone. And that's one of the biggest things I learned. Pick up some damn weights, because that's what you're putting on your body. I weigh 147 pounds. And when I head spin, I'm upside down and my neck is connected and holding 147 pounds in rotation of the center of gravity. Okay? Just think of that.
Do the sign.
Am I going to continue to keep doing that by 45 if I don't keep working on my neck? Okay? Mayweather actually does this for a reason. That's to learn how to get that snap back when he gets punched in the face, and he can snap his head back and punch back again, or get out of the way. All right. And that's why he's one of the biggest legends of all time right now, because he keeps working.
Yeah, man. Definitely condition your body, people, because this ain't no joke, especially if you're doing high flying moves. Definitely want to stay on that for sure.
And learn to dance, though. Learn to dance.
That too.
High fly moves is great, but learn the foundation of the breaking of dancing. Learn that. All the other stuff that's a climax. It's just a climax. Right. You have to do that to make people cheer for you every single time. I have to say this. You have a problem. You have a problem in this dance. Your dancing should look that amazing that before you start flipping and jumping and kicking and running in the walls, whatever you do.
So for people who don't have mentors, how would you tell that to them? Like, yo, study this dance. Like, what would you tell them to watch first?
A good one for now, I would say this: take it back as far as you can go. Go back to Beach Street and understand the lifestyle in New York at that time. Go back and look at that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not taking nothing away from breaking, but that was different from LA or anything like that. But go back and look at the lifestyle of what b-boying was. That's real snow on the ground. Mm-hmm. All right, when them shooting them the movies, you know what I'm saying? Them real buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the lifestyle, not even just the story. Check out Freshest Kids if you want to actually get into different things like that. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple videos of interviews of New York City breakers. There's multiple interviews of Rocksteady crew giving interviews and everything about the dance and what's going on at that time. You know what I'm saying? Learn the essence, man, of what it is to be fresh. And these were the first people to let us know what it is to be fresh. You can be cool, do with everything, and be lit. But if you don't even know how to be fresh first, how can you be lit?
Man, that's a gem right there, bro. True that. Things are moving so fast nowadays. We don't even realize, like, oh, snap. There's something before this.
And I ain't trying to sound old, man, but, I'm in the middle ages of, like, what they would call an OG or whatever, man. I ain't no OG in my book. You know what I'm saying? It's still too much work to be done. And I ain't sat down yet. I sit down when I want to.
Yeah, man. So we got another question from Eagle2603. He said, what about the experience with Little Zoo in Amsterdam? Because the chemistry was unbelievable.
Man, I have a thing about when I dance with people that I know trust themselves. I let them be who they want to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I told. I'd seen, like, I'm not even gonna lie, I saw a few shots of Little Zoo before that and everything. I didn't really even I hadn't met him at all, but I could tell in his life that he had been through some struggle. And this was something that he didn't take lightly. This dance is something that he didn't take lightly. So all I had to do was just go to him and be like, hey, be you, and I'm going to be me. You do you, and I'm going to do me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And don't stop doing it for the whole entire night. And we had fun. We sat there and talked. I called him. I was like, yeah, man, you think you're a pretty boy guy and all this. We sat there and laughed. You know what I'm saying? We was in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like we trained again, you know, a little bit with each other. And it was really great when that ticket came out of the box and they told me who I was battling with. I forgot who went first because we were like the first ones to get our tickets. I just remember how we smiled about it and we just gave each other the love and everything like that. And regardless of this, I I didn't care so much about winning. I wanted to make an impact at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I know me standing on the floor, and if they already put this guy in a position of where they say I am or whatever, then I better do damn good. I got to do good out of the gates. Nobody had seen me at that time. So it was something for me, too, to uphold my end of the deal, you know, and anything like that on something that boy was on fire that year, man. I don't give a damn what nobody say. He won damn near everything that year. And he won the BC1. You know what I'm saying? So if I was dancing with the best dude in B-boying at that time, just to totally be honest with you. People don't want to say that, but I was breaking with the best guy in B-boying. And that's what he proved that whole entire year.
Right.
Shout out to Lil Zoo.
But what were the chances? Because that was a random squad too, right?
I think it was Allah, man. I think it was just God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Telling me, I appreciate you and the focus that you actually have been giving me and the things that you've been doing and the sacrifices that you have been making at that time. And I think that's what God gave me as my reward. He saw me working so hard, and there's nothing wrong with taking some credit for yourself. That's another thing too. Start giving yourself some damn credit, man.
Right. Don't be so
Stop
hard
looking for
yourself,
people.
man.
Yeah, stop looking for everybody else to give you validation of that credit. You need to start learning how to give yourself that damn credit first. You can't give yourself that credit, man. How you gonna think somebody else gonna give you credit? They gonna charge you for it. Real talk.
And you know, it's like a lot of people do need validation from others, but like, yo, you gotta love yourself first. You know?
For real, man. It's not an ego thing, man. You gotta love it. Yeah, you like, hey, going to my thing. I'm talking about digging deep, man. Digging deep into trying to find who you are.
Right.
And sometimes you gotta lose a few things. I've lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here. I get to try every single day, man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't regret none because all of it, the failures has put me in a learning position of learning how to do something new. You know what I'm saying? And that's what life is about. If you ain't learning something new, you doing the same thing. What did Muhammad Ali say? The man that sees the same thing at the age of 40, seeing the same thing at 54, 50, you seeing the same thing in the same light, yo, you failed. You didn't learn nothing in 10 years.
Yeah.
30 to 40 or something like that.
That's
what he said. That's dead ass facts.
Well, shoot,
learn from your failures.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got a couple more minutes, but you know, that's a great way to end this. You know, always stay a student. You know, that's probably the best advice you can give somebody. If the homie Big Brother Machine here to this day is learning new things, there shouldn't be any excuse why you shouldn't be trying to learn new things.
Man. Definitely, man. Don't cut off that. Man, I just want to say, Ice, thank you so much, man. I see you out here, and I see how you're trying to contribute to this whole hip-hop scene. And do it young and keep your consistency of it, man. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you always gonna stay a student. You teach me all the time. Love you for all the clips, man. You don't believe how much when I look at your videos, how much I want to actually go and dance. And that makes me want to go and break. You know what I'm saying? So, for real. You know, straight up. Love my crew, Rock Forest, Donovan, Kareem, Germs, everybody that's been on the line the whole time. Kareem with your crazy ass cracking these crazy jokes. I don't know what the hell that's about. Shout outs to Rock Forest. Shout outs to Star Elements. Shout outs to everybody that's been on here. You know what I'm saying? All over the world, man. You know, straight up, we all about love. We all about peace, and can't wait till breaking opens back up again all around the world. Definitely.
Love everybody. Stay tuned for the next episode. Again, we had Machine right here, the one and only. Thank you, brother. Let's stay in touch, and thank you everybody for watching, man. One love.
Peace, y'all.
Everybody.